times, there was a king named Saratha who ruled over the whole world. The king protected his subjects like his own children until other ambitious kings became his enemies. The king fought courageously in a battle with these usurpers, but he was defeated. Bereft of strength, he returned to his capital, where he was robbed of his treasury and his army by his own evil-disposed ministers. Deprived of his sovereignty and in fear for his life, the king escaped on horseback. He rode and rode until he came to a dense forest, and there he discovered the hermitage of the great Midas, who was supreme among the twice-born. King Saratha wandered aimlessly about the forest garden, hardly noticing the peaceful animals all around him. He could not hear the singing of the forest birds. The king could not rest.
I do not know whether my capital is being guarded righteously or not. Those who are my constant followers and receive my favor and riches certainly pay homage to other kings now. Neither do I know what enjoyments my chief elephant is getting. The treasure which I had gathered with great care will be squandered by those spendthrifts who are addicted to improper expenditures.
Now the king was continually thinking of these things, until one day his thinking was interrupted by the sight of a man who was walking along the forest path.
Sir, who are you? Wherefore do you appear as if afflicted with grief and depressed in mind? Tell me, what is your reason for coming here?
My name is Samadhi, a merchant born of a wealthy family. I have been cast out of my home by my wife and sons, who have misappropriated my riches and made me devoid of wealth. I have come to this forest grief-stricken. Dwelling here as I do not know anything of my sons, my kinsmen, or my wife.
My kingdom is lost too, lost to my enemies, and a conspiracy of treacherous ministers. I do not know who is guarding and taking care of my people, neither whether my capital is being guarded righteously or not. Oh, merchant, my mind is full of worries.
On account of my kinsmen, I heave heavy sighs and feel dejected. But, king, I cannot stop worrying about their welfare. Oh, king, I love them all and fear for their souls, that they should have acted so wickedly.
It seems strange, don't you feel, that you grieve and worry for those people when they have been so unfeeling towards you? Why is your mind affectionately attached to those covetous folk, your sons, wife, and others who have deprived you of your wealth?
Oh, king, even as you were speaking, the same thought occurred to me. But what can I do? My mind doesn't become hard toward them. It bears deep affection to those very persons who have driven me out in their greed for wealth. O noble king, how is it that the mind is prone to love, even towards worthless kinsmen? I wonder what it is that binds us so deeply to our fates when we are so helpless to alter these situations.
Since our fates have brought us together here, let us seek the advice of the great Rishi Medhas on this matter.
The king and the merchant each bowed respectfully. When both were seated, the rishi's eyes looked inquiringly as the king began to speak for himself and the merchant.
Beloved teacher, I wish to ask you one thing. This problem obsesses my mind, but my intellect cannot resolve it. I am still obsessed with all this business of rulership and my lost kingdom. I know this is foolish, yet I cannot help behaving like an ignorant person. Oh, best of Munis, why is this so? And here too is this man thrown out of his household by his family, yet he still feels such affection towards them. So we are both very unhappy, our minds always drawn by self-centered thoughts to these matters, even though we can see it is foolishness. How can we be so deluded and yet still aware of that? How can we both be so lacking in discrimination that we indulge in this state of despair? How does this happen?
The understanding of all creatures is relative to their field of perception. Some are blind by day and some by night. King, as you are mourning, can't you see the birds busy feeding their young, although they themselves are hungry? Just like you, they are bound to their offspring, expecting loyalty in return. The delusion is the power of Mahamaya, who binds all creatures throughout their lives and makes them believe their existence is permanent. When she is pleased, she blesses mankind and brings them to their final emancipation. She is both the eternal cause of ultimate liberation and the cause of bondage to worldly existence. Why then should you be amazed that she can hurl all creatures into delusion? This is the power of the goddess. She is the supreme knowledge and sovereign of all the gods.
Respected sir, who is this Devi you call Mahamaya? What is her nature? This one you say is mightier than the gods? And what form does she take? Oh, great sage, tell us everything.
This whole universe is the embodiment of her. By her it was stretched forth, and it is she who pervades it all. Listen, and I will tell you more. Once upon a time, two Asuras, Shumba and Nishumba, assumed leadership of the three worlds. By force of pride and strength, they stole the offerings intended for Indra and took for themselves the roles of the gods. Defeated and exiled, expelled from their rightful places and authority, the rightful gods were forced to wander the earth like mortals. In these dark times, the gods all thought of the invincible goddess and her promise.
Whenever in distress you think of me, at that very moment I will put an end to your worst calamities.
So the gods went to that lord of mountains, Himavat, and began to recite hymns of praise to the goddess. Now while the gods were praising and worshipping the goddess, Parvati came to bathe in the waters of the Ganga. A servant of the false god Shumba happened to see her looking extremely beautiful and reported back to Shumba. O king, there is an exceedingly beautiful woman whose queenly beauty is illuminating the Himalaya. No one has ever seen such loveliness. Find out who that goddess is, and then take possession of her.
Go and tell her thus, and do the thing in such a manner that she may come quickly to me.
Devi, I am the messenger of Shumba, lord of the demons and sovereign of the three worlds, who has vanquished all his foes. Listen to what I have to say. O magnificent lady, All the finest jewels of the three worlds are now his. All objects which once belonged to the gods are now in his possession. By marrying him, you will gain incomparable wealth. Think of the advantage and become his wife.
Shumba is indeed the sovereign of three worlds, and likewise also Nishumba. Now I once made a vow in ignorance that I would only marry one who could be my equal in strength, one who could defeat me in battle and remove my pride. Only he could be my husband. Let Shumba come here, and Nishumba, the great Asura, let him vanquish me without delay and gently take my hand in marriage.
Oh, David, you are haughty. Do not talk to me in this way. Indra and all the Devas could not stand in battle against Shumba and the other demons. How will you, a mere woman, face them? It would be better that you heed my message and go to Shumba yourself. Otherwise you will suffer the humiliation of being dragged there by the hair.
It is true, Shumba is strong, and his brother Nishumba is exceedingly heroic. But what can I do? There stands my ill-considered vow, taken long ago. Go back to your lord and tell him what I have said. Then let him do whatever he considers proper.
Dhumralochana, together with your army of 60,000 Asuras, go to fetch her by force. That shrew, drag her here by the hair.
Come at once to the presence of Shumba and Nishumba. If you will not come, I will take you with force by the hair.
You are sent by the lord of the Asuras, mighty yourself and accompanied by an army. If you take me by force, what can I do?
Thus told, the Asura Dhumralochana rushed towards her, and thereupon, and with a mere heave of the sound, and the circling of her trident, the goddess reduced him and his army of 60,000 to ashes. Then the gods, free of fear, were able to resume their proper roles and enjoy their share of the offerings. Since the fierce demons Shumba and Nishumba were now destroyed, all other demons fled back to hell. O King, although she is eternal, the adorable goddess incarnates again and again to safeguard the world. By her, this whole universe is put under delusion, and it is she who creates it all. When entreated, she bestows self-realization and pure knowledge. When gratified, she grants prosperity. It is she who is the great destroying goddess at the end of time, and it is she who becomes this creation when it is time for renewed creation.
King Sir Arthur, who had been so despondent because of his great attachment to his lost kingdom, and the merchant both bowed reverently before the great Rishi, who was famous for his austerity, and they immediately prepared to follow his example. They settled on the bank of a lake and began to worship the goddess with flowers and incense with fire and with water. After 3 years, the Devi was pleased and manifested in person to speak with them.
I am well pleased and bestow every blessing on you both. Whatever you ask, O King, and you also, merchant, receive all that from me.
The king chose a kingdom that would never perish, and in this life his own kingdom, where his enemies would be vanquished. Then the wise merchant, whose mind had become full of dispassion for the world, chose that knowledge which removes attachment of mine and I.
King, after slaying your foes, you shall regain your kingdom in a few days, and it shall last as long as you live. And when you die, you shall be given another birth, and shall be a Manu on the earth. Your name will be Savarni. And O best of merchants, to you I grant the boon you have desired of me for so long, your self-realization. Self-knowledge shall be yours.